the negative social media backlash on Rian Johnson concerning The Last Jedi was not because he made a bad movie. It was the Russians. What's happening, everyone? Cranky Old Geek here. I could not believe this when I heard about it. I had to go find out. And today, Rian Johnson retweets a tweet from Dr. Morton Bay. Morton Bay, PhD. I don't know what he has a doctorate in, but it must be statistics or something, because you can make a statistic say anything. But that's besides the point. No, he tweets about his final draft of his paper on the politicization of Star Wars fandom and The Last Jedi. It's been accepted for publication, and it shows, he says, about 50% of criticism directed at Rian Johnson was political trolling, some of it likely from Russia. Boris and Natasha are still upset over losing to Moose and Squirrel. That's Rocky and Bullwinkle for you kids out there that didn't get that reference. And it also shows the haters are a small minority. And Rian Johnson retweets this with a straight face. I presume a straight face. He didn't actually post his own picture with it. But, so what? I've glanced over this paper. It's very long, very extensive, and I'm sure that Dr. Morton Bay put a lot of work into it. And some of what I've seen in there actually supports some things that I believe about social media. Again, subject for another video. But after getting data from Twitter on some number of accounts, maybe it was a sample of 1,000 accounts or something like that, a fraction of those, I want to say the number I heard about was less than 20, or maybe less than 50, Twitter had flagged as Russian bot accounts, and they were apparently bot tweeting, criticism of Rian Johnson for The Last Jedi, and social justice warrior aspect of it, things like that. And the paper goes on to speculate that social media is used in this way to fuel alt-right agendas, and it's just really crazy. And it doesn't change the fact that Rian Johnson made a bad movie. Rian Johnson, I don't care what Dr. Morton Bay, PhD, says. You still made a bad movie. And if it wasn't the Russians, somebody else was going to flame tweet you with bots telling you how much that movie sucked and how much they didn't like the content of that movie. So this paper isn't any kind of, justification or, that's not the right word. It doesn't deflect any of the deserved criticism that you've been getting for this movie and what you put in it. The movie was bad. Accept it. Because the fans aren't going to be told otherwise. You shit on us with this movie. You didn't listen, didn't pay attention. I think you've said you didn't communicate, or there was no communication about story. I would think you would have gone and sought out J.J. Abrams or the story group or somebody to say, what's the next logical step? What am I working with here? Or did Emperor KK just let you have your way? Or did Emperor KK give you a list and say, here, let's make sure these things happen? Don't blame it on the Russians. I mean, why would Russian bots? Maybe they're just disgruntled Star Wars fans. Or, I mean, are you suggesting that the Russians are trying to influence the climate on social media, because they're still butthurt about losing the Winter Olympic, hockey gold medal back in '81 or whatever it was? Are they disgruntled that Rocky beat Ivan Drago in Rocky IV? No, I really think they are probably harboring a real grudge over the events of the Rocky and Bullwinkle cartoon, where Boris and Natasha were stymied at every turn by American forest critters. Of course, at the same time, Dr. Morton Bay, Ph.D., may have an ulterior motive for kissing up to Rian Johnson and writing this paper. He wants to have coffee with him. I don't know why. Morton Bay, Ph.D., must be a closet scriptwriter, and he must have a script he wants to run by Rian Johnson, and maybe Rian will make it. Maybe. Yeah. I believe we live in the same little neighborhood, so if you want to grab coffee at one of the cafes around here, I'm happy to show you details about your Russian and foreign attackers. Wink, wink. Just DM. Yeah. Rian Johnson, come on. You made a bad movie. Accept it. Go crawl back into your hole, or better yet, make another movie. Not a Star Wars movie. For the love of God, don't make another Star Wars movie. But try to make another movie. Try to make a good movie. And maybe... no, people aren't going to forgive you. But, I just had to weigh in on this. There are other much more extensive videos, and I'll probably spend some time reading this very detailed paper. As I said, it does kind of support things that I have thought about social media. I hate to say it, but people are still sheep. People have been sheep ever since they had something to follow. Social media is just another way of making that happen. But that doesn't change the fact that Rian Johnson made a bad movie. So, a quick little rant. If you liked it, please hit the like button, subscribe, notification bell so you don't miss anything. And I'll be back this weekend. And I'm out.